Welcome back to the channel. It's New Comic Day, and it is a pretty solid week for comics. I've read a lot of good books today, and it's a bit of a strange week. Now, usually, the majority of my holds are going to be Marvel. But this week, I actually have one DC book, and the majority actually are not DC, but independent books, which I read a fair bit of independent. But this week is the majority is independent. It was kind of different. Usually, it's just a ton of Marvel. But before we get into it, I would like to remind you that I am giving away some sweet books, including an awesome John Romita signature on Spider-Man 100, but also a bunch of other solid books in there as well. Now, if you're not familiar with the giveaway and how to enter and everything, basically all you got to do is leave a comment, but there is a video link I will have in the description if you want to see all the details and everything. Awesome chance. Please, tell your friends about it and stuff too, because I'm giving away 3 bundles, so there's 3 chances to win. So, get all your friends in on this. There's some cool books I'm giving away. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So, I'm going to start with the Marvel. Like I said, it's fairly small. Now, I got the cover B of Amazing Spider-Man Curse of the Man-Thing. Now, I chose cover B because, again, trying to slim down on my variant covers. Not slim down as like thin the ones out that I already have, but just not pick up so many. There's so many cool covers, I know, but you gotta not fill your entire house with variant covers, I guess. But super cool cover. Really liked it, and I really enjoyed the story. This picks up right off on from Avengers Curse of the Man-Thing, and then it'll continue with X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing. And so far, it's pretty solid. I really, really like it. I would say I even like this issue quite a bit more than the first one, because there was a kind of a lack of Man-Thing in the first one. If you've read it, you'll understand. If not, I do recommend picking it up. But this one is pretty solid. Like I said, it kind of picks off exactly where it goes. And it's kind of funny that it is an Amazing Spider-Man Curse of the Man-Thing, because like they're still carrying on with all the Avengers characters, and there's a lot of other things going on too. So this didn't really feel like an Amazing Spider-Man book. Spider-Man's definitely involved, but there's a lot more going on, and I'm actually really excited. There's a reveal, as comics do, on the very last panel, a reveal of a character, one of my all-time favorite characters, and I'm really excited to see this next issue. So this was a really solid book. I really enjoyed it. And then we have Beta Ray Bill, number 2, right? Or number 3. It's number 2, right? Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking we're on number 3 already. But anyway, really solid. So, this picks up, the number 1 was a King in Black tie-in, barely. And kind of also picking up off of Thor as well. So the events of what's been going on in the newest run of Thor is definitely, has impact on Beta Ray Bill. I can't remember what issue he was in. It might have been number 3. And then he was in some other ones after that, but I think when he came into the series, it was number 3. He's on a quest to get some booty, really. In the first issue, he gets kind of rejected by Sif because Stormbreaker's destroyed and happened in Thor. And he can't transform back into his normal form. And so he goes to try to get it on with Sif, and he can't transform out of the horse face. And Sif's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I have second thoughts. So he's that's what it simply boils down to. But it is pretty cool. Not a new character, new to the story. A character, an old fan favorite, joins in and accompanies Beta Ray Bill here. And the art's growing on me. What's the artist's name? I forgot. Is it Mike Spicer, maybe? Is that the artist? That's the color artist. What's the... the Daniel Warren Johnson. So he's the writer and the artist. I'm not a huge fan of his work, like stylistically. I know definitely has a very particular style. And, I think that's to each is their own, type thing. If you really like his type of style, then, that's cool. It's not exactly my cup of tea. But I do feel he's really using it to make this story work. I feel, because I call his art ugly, and I don't mean like, oh, that's, it's terrible. I don't mean it in that regard. I just mean it makes things gritty and like unpleasant to look at in a way, which still sounds like terrible, and that's part of the appeal. I feel like he's a very divisive artist. You might like him or you might hate him, but personally, I don't hate him. It's just not my cup of tea. But I do think the way that he makes things kind of ugly kind of reflects the story elements. So I feel like that kind of actually works pretty well with it. But pretty solid read, and I'm really excited for the next issue as well. And then we got Silk #2, and this was also a pretty good book. Probably my least favorite Marvel title. Not a lot happened in this one. I mean, there's some reveals and some things. You're setting some stuff up. It was a fun read. I enjoyed it. But it also just felt like, oh, here's some new puzzle pieces. Here's some new characters. Here's some character motivations. And here's a little fight. Just a little tiny fight. But I'm excited, nonetheless, to see where that's going. And the #1 was kind of the same way, which was good because I didn't really know too much about Silk. And so it really felt like, here you go, learn about Silk a little bit. And it wasn't like an infomercial about Silk, but it really helped me to see her character. I thought it was pretty neat. And then, I did get a Star Wars book as well. I mean, technically it's Marvel, whatever. So I picked up Darth Vader, whatever this is, 11. Really cool cover. I don't know if he's about to fight these guys or if they're on his side or what's going on, because I am not caught up with Darth Vader. I'm still missing an issue. It's number 6 or 7 or something. I can't remember. So until I get that, I won't read Vader, but I also haven't been looking that hard because I keep forgetting, because I got a lot of things going on in my brain. It's tough out here, but I'll find me that issue eventually. I've heard really good things about Darth Vader, and so I started picking it up. I think it was around issue 7, maybe. So I think I'm maybe missing issue 6. I don't even know what issue I'm missing. But, yeah, so I just need to get one more book, and then I'll just blast through it all. And then that's it for the Marvel. And then moving on to the 1DC, I picked up Teen Titans Academy #2. A lot of #2s this week, huh? Kind of noticing. It's like the 3rd, maybe the 4th one. I can't remember. But fun cover. I really like this. They're definitely building up the mystery of who is Red X. And you actually get to see him in this comic, which, I mean, I guess spoiler, I'm sorry, but you know he's coming anyway. So you don't know who he is. We still don't find out who he is. But you get to learn a little bit more about the the new Titans, I guess you'd call them. I was going to say new young Titans, but that's kind of redundant, I guess. And pretty solid. I'm definitely invested in the mystery of who this is and why. Why is this person taking on the moniker of Red X? I don't know. We'll see. And now we're going to move on into our independent books. So, what is this, number 6, right? So we got issue number 6 here of Crossover, which is, this was a really good book. If you've been waiting for like more characters from other stories, like when are they gonna come? Are they actually gonna put, they put a few in, some like really obscure ones, but there's actually at least, this is like the first book I read in all these books. So I'm trying to remember. There's at least one like bigger character that's shown in here, and there's another big reveal at the very end of the book as well. Now that I remember that, and it was a really, really good issue. I've been loving this series. I have the number 1 secret variant, which is a really cool book. Should probably get that one graded. I also have the number 3 foil, the McFarlane cover. That one is getting graded, and I can't wait to get that one back. We're gonna get new shelves, by the way. So, whoops, sorry, Bones there. But where you see on the back here, where I got some comics, they're on top loaders on the wall, and then there's, I got the slabs. They're sitting on a little, a weird long table. But running out of room, I have 14 slabs now, and I honestly don't have room to put any more on that table. It's completely maxed out. Here, Bones, get your head out of the way. So that table ends right there. And so what we're gonna do is get some more shelves and start putting up slabs on the shelves, as well as putting figures that correlate with them. So like when I get that when I get that McFarlane crossover foil back, I'm gonna put the McFarlane Spawn, like from the Mortal Kombat series, a line. You know, it's a really solid figure. I'm gonna put that figure on that shelf, and you know, whatever other books that have a character figure that you know will look good with it. I'm gonna start doing that because I'm a comic junkie and I'm a figure junkie. So I gotta put them together. They look so good together. I have a few posted up already, and I really like the way it looks. It takes a lot of space to display them like that, but I do think it's quite worth it. But anyway, I'm very excited for this. This was a really good book. And I'm really excited for the next one. There's a little teaser at the end. I'm not exactly even sure how to describe it, but if you read it, you'll see it's like the book ends, and then there's like another page after that where it kind of, you know, teases issue 7, and it's interesting. It's interesting, I'll tell you that much. And then we're gonna go on to Two Moons. This is issue 3. And a pretty solid book. If you haven't been checking this one out, this is a nice little independent book about a Native American man that's seeing visions and like hearing from his dead, I think it's grandpa. I think it's his dead grandpa. It might be his father. I think it's his grandpa. But then also he's kind of in a way seeing people for what they really are. But in this issue, and like he's seeing them as like monsters in the first issue. In this one, you're kind of learning a little bit more why. And not too much else happens in this one. I feel like it was a bit of a slower issue. It was a good issue, though. But, yeah, a little bit of knowledge, a sprinkling of knowledge. I do like this series, though. I'm excited to see where it goes. And then, hopefully these won't be too bad. I got some foils, okay? So, I got BRZRKR number 2. Like I said, a lot of 2s this week. And, oh, it is some beautiful foils here. So, this is technically the cover C. I didn't get the cover A or the cover B because they're just... This is the exact same thing, but in foil form for C and D. But I'll go ahead and talk about this book real quick. It's pretty solid. So, you learn a lot of backstory for... does he have a name? Keanu Reeves' character. You learn a lot about Keanu Reeves in this book. No, but I don't want to say too much. But it's funny because it's like backstory and you like, you know, knowledge about how he is and why he is or whatever. But it's really interesting. I really liked to see where he came from and how far back he came from, and I'm curious to see how much more they'll give us on that, or if this might just be it for his backstory. It's kind of hard to tell, but you have a lot of room in the middle of where this story is at this current time, and also, you know, how he got there. So, really, really solid issue. It took me a while to read BRZRKR 1, and I finally did, and it's awesome. It's a really cool book. It's very very bloody, very gory, lots of action, just completely over the top, but in a very good way. I also got, like I said, the cover D, which I think I like better. It is a really... I don't know what Waffles is freaking out about in the other room, but really, really solid cover. And I think this one, like, really pops with the red and all the blood, and like even the highlight is in red and everything on his back. But this, between just a regular cover B and this as a cover D, the foil, oh, it looks so good. And I also managed to snag... Oops, I almost dropped that one. Tried to slide right off my table. Also managed to snag... This is a third printing of number 1. I missed the second printing. I'm trying to get it. The foil printings of it. I guess all the additional printings are going to be foils. I'm not really entirely sure, but really brutal cover. I don't know how well you can see it. I know these foils are kind of hard to see because they reflect my computer screen and everything. But he's got a spine that he's ripping out, and it is an absolutely awesome cover. Super cool looking. And I'm a sucker for foils on top of that. If you didn't know that, you should. I'm a foil junkie. I was talking about that crossover foil just a minute ago. So, they look so good. I only have one graded foil right now. It's the Venom 3, the foil cover. But anyway, moving on. We got Nottingham number 1. This is the second print. I'm a stupid, stupid man. And I had the first print in my hands, and I was like, meh, not today. And I put it back on the shelf. It could have been mine, but alas, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize this was going to be such a hard book to pick up, but you never know with those things. In my mind, there's so many like independent books that you're just like, nah. Later on, it's like you can get them whenever, however you want. They're so, there's certain books that people just never pay attention to. Like, I don't think anybody's really paying attention to Two Moons right now, but I think it's an awesome book. But yeah, I think the print runs are the main issue on Nottingham. Just very, very low print runs. And anyway, I haven't read the book yet because, again, the print runs are so low. Most of them are very dark and black covers. I think this is probably the brightest cover that they have done so far. I think the rest have been very black backgrounds, which look cool. They look awesome. But, man, I really just don't want to mess up the book, so I'm thinking about waiting until the trade comes out. Who knows how long that'll be, but I'm just nervous I'll mess them up. And then I went ahead and picked up, I haven't read this book either. They have an 8th printing of Something's Killing the Children. And this is just, this book is just heating up, man, so much with the series or whatever they're doing. I don't even know. I think they started production on it the other day, if I'm correct. I believe I heard that. But, I just feel like it's not bad to pick up another one, another number one. And it is a pretty sweet cover. See, here's my issue. I don't really want to get into reading it because if I really like it, then I'll be like, oh, I want to get all the cool. They have so many cool 1 in 25s and stuff, but it gets so expensive, and I forget how far into what number like they're on right now. I don't remember the issue number, but they're a good chunk into it, and it's not like if someone wants to get into Venom, you're really only looking at like the expensive issues are 3. The 3 being the big one, and then like 7 and 9 are, okay. But if you're going to get into Something's Killing the Children, you have your number 1, which is huge. And then you also have just so many cool 1 in 25 variants that I feel I might be tempted to buy. And so there's certain times, like I still haven't read Strange Academy, even though I have all of Strange Academy, because there's an awesome Peach Momoko cover. And if I really like that story, I might just have to get that Virgin variant. And it's pretty pricey. But it's a beautiful book with my girl Magic on it. I love Magic. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to make that commitment yet. But that's my haul. Not too bad this week. I don't know how many books it was, but pretty solid books. I'm really happy with this week's comics. But let me know what you were reading in the comments below, and when you make that comment, it'll enter you into the giveaway. It's such a wonderful thing. You could get free books. Let your friends know about it. While you're down there leaving a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not, because I make videos 4 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We have Hot Comics coming Friday this week. Usually it's on Monday, but this week we did our movie review for Mortal Kombat on Monday. And it worked out because there's no Disney Plus show this Friday. So I was like, I'll just move it and it'll all work out. The schedule will remain the same, even though Hot Comics is usually on Monday, but I moved it to Friday this week. Next week it'll go back to Monday. And we have a figure haul kind of this week. It's kind of a things haul, really. You'll see. That'll be on Sunday, though. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.